You're listening to Crystal Clear English Podcast. Learn English the crystal clear way. So, do you ever find yourself watching, tons of movies and TV shows and wishing you could somehow use that time to actually get better at speaking English?
Or imagine this, chatting easily about your favorite film, getting your thoughts and feelings across in English, without getting stuck or like translating every word in your head.
Yeah.
How amazing would that be?
Yeah, really. What if getting fluent in English could actually be as fun, as enjoyable as just watching a great story unfold? Well, welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to explore a method that's honestly surprisingly effective and actually fun for boosting your English fluency, your vocabulary, and yeah, your confidence too.
It's all about using the movies and shows you already love.
Exactly. And look, this isn't about being perfect right away, not at all. It's about making progress bit by bit and using something you really enjoy as your learning tool.
That really is the heart of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
We often think learning has to be, well, serious or structured.
Yeah.
But what if your downtime, your relaxing hobby, could actually be your best English lesson?
Yeah.
We're talking about turning that passive screen time
Yeah.
into, active language practice.
And what's really cool is how useful this is for so many different people.
Yeah.
Well, think about college students getting ready for interviews, maybe working professionals who need to communicate better,
Yeah.
or really just anyone who wants to sound more natural, more confident when they speak English day to day. This method kind of hits the mark for all of them.
Absolutely, because when you describe a movie or maybe an episode you watched, you're actually doing a lot more than just repeating the plot.
Okay.
You're engaging several different parts of your brain, different language skills, all at once.
Okay, so let's dig into that a bit. It sounds simple on the surface, but why does describing movies actually work so well for improving English? What's really going on there?
That's a great question. It connects to some basic ideas about how we learn languages.
Yeah.
First off, think about vocabulary. You're not just memorizing word lists, are you? You're hearing words, phrases, used in real conversations with tone, context, emotion.
Right, like in a natural setting.
Exactly. That kind of contextual learning, it's incredibly powerful. It's basically how native speakers learn connecting words to situations, feelings. Helps them stick.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about fluency? Speaking smoothly without all those pauses and translating in your head. That's the big goal for many people.
And this method really helps there. When you describe something you've already seen, you're working with what linguists call a lower affective filter.
Affective filter.
Yeah, it's basically the emotional barrier, like anxiety or feeling self-conscious, afraid of mistakes, things that can actually block learning. Since you know the story and you're talking about something you like, your mind is just more relaxed, less stressed. And that lets you practice speaking without constantly doing that mental translation. You start thinking more directly in English. It leads to smoother, more natural speech. And fluency here means communicating clearly, not necessarily being super fast or perfect.
That makes so much sense. It's like your brain isn't fighting itself. And I can totally see how that helps with confidence, because that fear of speaking, of messing up, it can really hold people back.
Oh, absolutely. When you regularly talk about something familiar, something enjoyable, you start producing what we call comprehensible output. You're actually making language that makes sense.
Okay.
And every time you successfully describe a scene or a character, even with simple words, it's like a small win. It builds a positive feedback loop.
Right.
This kind of steady, low-pressure practice, it cuts down on hesitation. It chips away at that fear of not being perfect.
Right.
You're building that muscle memory for speaking English.
And your confidence grows with each little success.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it naturally improves your storytelling ability, which is just so important for connecting with people, in any language.
Yeah. So the main point isn't needing a huge vocabulary before you start.
Not at all.
It's more about getting into the habit, just talking about what you watched, how it made you feel, what you understood.
Precisely. Consistency over perfection. That's the real key here.
All right, so that leads us to the how-to. Sounds great, but how do you actually do this?
Yeah.
Let's get into the step-by-step.
Okay, step one. It's fundamental, maybe a bit surprising. Choose the right movie or series. And right means right for you.
My advice: start with something you've already seen, maybe even in your own language first.
Good point.
That way you already get the plot, the characters, the feelings. It just lowers the stress so you can focus on the English.
Makes sense.
Then try to pick something with everyday chat. Not super complex plots, and honestly, the biggest thing, pick something you actually like. Learning's got to be fun to stick.
Definitely. Think about sitcoms like Friends or The Office. The dialogue is often quite simple, repeats a lot, focuses on daily life stuff.
Yeah, those are good examples.
Or if you like a bit more story, maybe Stranger Things or Money Heist once you're more comfortable, they still have plenty of character interaction.
Right.
And hey, for total beginners, even kids shows like Peppa Pig work wonders. Clear language, simple stories, great for basics.
Okay, so you found your show. Step 2 is about watching with subtitles, at least when you start out, specifically English audio with English subtitles.
Yes. Think of this as training your ear. As you watch, if you hear a new word or a phrase that jumps out at you, hit pause.
Just pause it right there.
Yep. Read it in the subtitles. And then this is important. Try saying that short line out loud.
Oh, repeating it.
Exactly. It's not just about knowing the meaning. It's about copying the pronunciation, getting your mouth used to the sounds, feeling the rhythm and speed of how people actually talk. You're training your ear for that natural flow.
Okay, got it. And to stop this from feeling like a huge task, step 3 is crucial. Break it down into small parts.
Trying to describe a whole 2-hour movie straight away, well, it's too much. You'll get overwhelmed.
Yeah, I can see that.
So focus small. Describe just one scene, or maybe one episode, or even just your favorite 5 minutes from a movie.
Keep it focused.
Exactly. Keeps it manageable, stops you feeling swamped, and lets you really concentrate your practice. Builds confidence in little steps.
Okay, so you've got your small segment, watched it with subs, maybe repeated some lines. Now for the speaking part. How do you actually structure what you say? Step 4 gives you a simple framework. Use the simple structure to speak.
Let's try it. I'll use this 5-part structure for a movie, then maybe you can jump in.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I recently rewatched The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
You know it. It's a really powerful motivational drama based on a true story, actually.
Oh, yeah, the Will Smith movie. I know that one.
That's the one. So the main character is Chris Gardner, played by Will Smith, and he's really struggling, money problems, life problems.
And the basic story is about his incredible journey, right? Going from being homeless with his little son
Yeah.
all the way to becoming a successful stockbroker. It's quite a story.
You got it. That's the plot outline. Now, part 4. What I liked, for me, what really stood out was just his determination, his sheer will, and that love for his son. It was so clear.
I totally agree. And number 5, my feeling watching it, I felt, well, really emotional, empathetic. But ultimately, it left me feeling so inspired, hopeful, about resilience.
Perfect. See? You just naturally hit all 5 points. Name and genre, main characters, basic plot, what you liked, and your feeling or opinion. It really helps structure your thoughts.
It does make it less daunting. But what if you still freeze, even with the structure? It happens.
Oh, for sure. That's where step 5 comes in. Keep some simple sentence starters handy. Think of them as little prompts to kickstart your brain if you get stuck.
Like what kind of starters?
Well, if you blank, you can just start with "this movie is about," or maybe "the story follows." Easy entry points.
Okay.
Or if you want to mention a specific bit, try one part I really liked was...
And for themes, maybe something like the main message is...
Exactly. Or if you're thinking about recommending it, I would recommend this because... The key is practicing these out loud until they feel automatic. They're like your safety net.
That leads perfectly into step 6. Practice speaking out loud, even if it's just to yourself. This is so important and often skipped.
It really is. You don't need an audience. Just hearing your own voice saying English sentences does wonders for fluency and confidence.
Right. You could literally just stand in front of a mirror, describe a scene like you're telling a friend, or maybe even easier, grab your phone and record a quick voice note.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Like you could just say, okay, today I watched an episode of Modern Family. It was about this birthday party that went totally wrong. It was really funny, but also kind of touching at the end. I liked how the characters, even with all the chaos, still had each other's backs.
Perfect. Just hearing yourself make those connections, it really locks in the learning.
You're listening to Crystal Clear English Podcast, Learn English the Crystal Clear Way. We're diving deep today into using movies and TV to boost your English speaking.
And hey, if you're finding this useful, if you want more tips and strategies to improve your English, please take a moment to follow or subscribe to the Crystal Clear English Podcast. We'd love for you to continue this journey with us.
Okay, so once you're feeling pretty good with those basic steps, you're ready for step 7. Expand slowly over time. Fluency isn't like a switch you flip. It grows as you get more comfortable.
Right. So maybe instead of just describing one film, You could try comparing two.
Yeah.
This one felt more emotional, but that other one had way more action.
Okay, comparing.
Or you could start talking about specific details,
Hmm.
the acting, the music. Wow, the background score in that scene was amazing.
Yeah, adding layers.
Or discussing the deeper messages. I think it teaches something about not giving up. It's just about gradually adding complexity when you feel ready. Don't rush it.
Okay, we've laid out the steps, the how-to, but let's be real. Learning anything has its hurdles. What's the biggest roadblock you see people hitting with this method? That thing that stops them?
Oh, there's one I hear all the time. It's that little voice inside that says, I don't know enough words. That feeling of having a limited vocabulary.
The vocabulary monster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and it's really freeing. You don't need fancy words to start. Simple words work great. It is totally 100% okay to say happy instead of ecstatic or very bad instead of dire.
Right. Communication is the goal.
Precisely. Focus on getting your meaning across clearly. Use the words you do know. Your vocabulary will grow naturally as you keep practicing.
That's such good advice. Takes the pressure off. Okay, another big one. I'm scared to speak. That fear of judgment, making mistakes. It's real. How do you get past that?
That fear is powerful. My advice, tackle it in stages. First, just practice alone. Seriously. You, the mirror, maybe your phone recorder. Get used to the sound of your own voice speaking English. No pressure.
Okay, start solo.
Yeah. Then, maybe when you feel a bit braver, try sending a short voice note to a friend who's also learning, or just someone supportive who won't judge. Confidence builds incrementally. Like exercising, you start small.
That makes sense. Ease into it. What about forgetting what to say? You start talking and then, poof, your mind goes blank.
Yes. The mid-sentence blank. Happens to the best of us. A little trick I use. Right after watching your scene or episode, take literally 2 minutes and jot down super short notes.
Just quick notes.
Yeah, bullet points, a few keywords, a character's name, maybe a feeling. Not full sentences, just little memory triggers.
Okay.
Then when you go to speak later, those little cues can help jog your memory if you get stuck. It just primes your brain a bit.
Great tip. So, how can people fit this into a busy schedule? Can you make it a daily habit?
Absolutely. And it doesn't need to take long. Here's a super simple daily mini routine, maybe 10-15 minutes max.
Okay, let's hear it.
First, watch just 5 or 10 minutes of your chosen show. Focus on that small chunk.
All right, short viewing.
Second, note, jot down maybe 3 new words or expressions you heard and liked. Just 3.
Manage.
And third, the most important bit, speak out loud. Describe what happened in that little segment. Say one thing you liked. Share one feeling or thought you had. That's your active practice.
Watch, note, speak. Simple.
Super simple. And if you do that consistently, say 5 days a week, you will see genuinely noticeable improvement in just a month.
Really? In a month?
Yeah. Better fluency, clearer speaking, less pausing, more confidence. It really works if you stick with it.
So the big takeaway for everyone listening is you don't need fancy classes or perfect grammar right now to start speaking more fluently.
Not at all.
The real essentials are being curious, being consistent, and just having the courage to try to speak, even with simple words.
Exactly. So next time you settle down to watch something, don't just be passive. Use it. Turn that relaxation time into powerful speaking practice.
Remember, the goal isn't perfection overnight. It's progress. One enjoyable scene, one description at a time.
We really hope you'll give this fun, effective technique a try and weave it into your routine.
Thank you for listening to the Crystal Clear English Podcast.
And remember, learning another language is like becoming another person.